Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, it's now been 2 years. Actually, I'm recording this video on the 9th of Safar. That's actually the Islamic date that I became Muslim. Even though this video is going to be premiering on the 16th of September, which is the Western calendar day, I'm recording this on the real 2-year anniversary, the 9th of Safar. Anyway, what's up? What has changed? Well, I genuinely think that becoming Muslim 2 years ago is the greatest thing I could have done. It is the best decision I've ever made in my life, and the best decision that I will ever make. At the end of the day, there is a God who created everything and everyone, and he created me and created you for the sole purpose of worshiping him. And he has a certain method by which he wants us to worship him, and he has all the right in the world to expect us to worship him a certain way as our master. And as slaves of God, we really have no rights whatsoever to say, well, I'm going to just do it however I want. No. So that being said, alhamdulillah, I think this is the best thing I could have done. Hands down, 100%. I apologize if I sound a little congested. I am sick right now. Not that sick. I'm recovering, but alhamdulillah, we're all good. Yeah, so I mean, as I stated in the last video, the one where I was a Muslim for only 1 year, just to recap, the first 9 months of me being Muslim was a little rough because, number one, I didn't have any other Muslim brothers around me. I didn't have a masjid. I didn't have a community. And also I was dealing with a breakup. So yeah, it was kind of rough in the beginning. My Ramadan was completely by myself. My first Eid was completely by myself. Alhamdulillah, I met some brothers online, as I said. Alhamdulillah, I met, the brothers at my mosque locally. At the time, I was living 15 minutes away. Now, I'm a whopping 2 minutes away. Alhamdulillah. If I were to walk there, it'd be 15 minutes. But, brother, it's hot. I'm going to take the car. Inshallah. I stated in the previous video that because those first 9 months were by myself, I pretty much had to teach myself the religion. I had to teach myself Arabic and Tajweed. But honestly, as I was rewatching the video, I felt as though listening to myself, I felt as though there was this sense of it was a good thing that I did that. MashaAllah, you taught yourself Quran, you taught yourself Tajweed, MashaAllah. That's kind of like the vibe I was giving off. And I really want to correct that. This religion, as I have learned, it is not a religion of picking up a book and then just reading it, gaining that knowledge, and then boom, I know the book, I know the knowledge, and I can give it to someone else. That's not how it works. If this religion really was a religion where you just study on your own and then khalas, then the Prophet ﷺ would have been given the entire Quran all at once. Boom, that's it. And yeah, but no, he was given it slowly over time, taught by the angel Jibril over time. If I want to learn something, I have to learn it from a teacher who has license, who has ijazah, and then that teacher will learn it from his teacher, who learned it from his teacher, who learned it from his teacher, all the way back to the companions, who go back to the Prophet ﷺ, who goes back to Jibril alayhi salam, who goes back to Allah. No one can break that chain. It should not be broken. And if you break that chain, then you're no different from the Christians who say, oh, I don't need to go to church. I can just stay at home and read my Bible and find the interpretation that best suits me and my life. And then that's how 50,000 different denominations start. That being said, in the last year, I have not gone to Sheikh YouTube and Sheikh Google nearly as much as I used to. I mainly go to my sheikh who is in the masjid. And alhamdulillah, sometimes I think I don't really deserve to have what I have. I have a sheikh, a brother who I can go to, hang out, chill, talk, whatever, laugh, but then also benefit, gain lessons and learn from. That's very valuable. And I just thank Allah so much for that. That's priceless, honestly. Of course, as far as changes, yes, I have changed a lot in the last 2 years. As I said in the previous video, I did stop committing a lot of the sins that I used to commit. But then also, I don't know, I just feel more different now. I mean, especially in the last like 6 or so months, there's been a lot of lessons that I've been learning, like as far as having sabr, having patience, right? Not just with people, but patience with Allah's plan. Patience with the fact that you might want something a certain way or at a certain time, and you're just not going to get it because your plan is not Allah's plan. And you just have to accept that. The same way that, Yusuf alayhi salam, he had to accept the fact that he was in prison for X amount of time, or the same way that Musa alayhi salam, he wanted to go into Jerusalem and conquer that land, but God had a whole different plan where he's like, nah, you're gonna die outside the land. And Musa was like, he had to accept it, So who am I to sit here and be like, oh my God, who are we to sit here and be like, oh, I didn't get this job, or oh, I got fired, or oh, I failed this class, or oh, relationship issues, or, it's just like, alhamdulillah. As far as Quran goes, I did memorize more Quran, everything from Shams to Nas, except for Layl and Alaq. Those are the only two that I have not memorized between Shams and Nas. So I'm making progress, alhamdulillah. And I'm not going to get too much into the Arabic like at all in this video, because I have a whole series on that, the I'm Learning Arabic series. Also, another thing is, I don't know if a year ago I was still struggling or not. I don't think I was, but I remember in the beginning, I was struggling to hit all 5 prayers in one day. At first, it was rare that I would hit 5 prayers. It was very rare. Then it became like kind of an on and off thing. And then it became like I would hit the 5 prayers, but then I would like combine the prayers kind of like how the Shias do. And then now finally it got to a point sometime last year where, I was hitting all 5 the way it's supposed to be done every day. Alhamdulillah. Now it's extremely rare that I miss a prayer, and even if I do, I make it up. Like, I don't let it go to waste. As far as submission goes, I mentioned in the last video that this is the most submissive I've ever been to God in my life, and I think that statement still stands. Of course it does. But I think also this is probably the most spiritual I've felt in a while too, like ever, because for the last several months I've been just trying to dig deeper into why I do what I do. Sure, we can say that, oh yeah, I pray and I fast because I want to get the Jannah and avoid Jahannam. Sure, of course. No one wants to go to hell. So I'm gonna obey and submit to Allah because that's what I have to do in order to avoid hell and go to heaven. Sure. Okay, that's what a Muslim does. Uslimu because I'm trying to get to Jannah. Uslimu because I'm trying to avoid Jahannam. Okay, sure. What about the mu'min? What about the muhsin? What do they do? What is their mentality? It's deeper than just, I want to go to Jannah and avoid Jahannam. It's deeper than, oh, that's just my purpose. What is that deeper thing? Ultimately, these are actions that you do to get closer to Allah. But then it's like, okay, but then why do I want to be close to Allah? Is it just because I'm trying to get to the highest station in Jannah? Or is it something deeper? And it's just like, I don't know. I've been just kind of digging into that. Because truly, can I really call myself a believer? A mu'min? Sure, I'm a Muslim, and I believe Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, 100%. But to have that label, I don't know. In the last video, I asked the question, do I love the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Can I say that? Well, now I know what love is. Before, I was saying I don't know what it was because I didn't know what the Islamic definition was. Now, if I understand correctly from my sheikh, I think I understand that from an Islamic perspective, love is sacrifice. For me to sacrifice dunya, for me to sacrifice nafs, for me to sacrifice time and money and energy for the sake of Allah, that is love. For me to sacrifice X, Y, and Z so that I can follow the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that is love. But can I say that I love the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam if I'm not even praying the sunnahs? It's rare that I pray the sunnahs. And perhaps in 2 years, I'll be making another video here saying that I pray all 12 sunnahs. Alhamdulillah. But I don't know. I want to love him and I want to love Allah. I don't know if the love I have is sufficient. Of course not. I am far from where I need to be, but I'm trying. So what has happened in the last year as far as being Muslim and X, Y, and Z, I mean, only real updates is that, I've been tested this entire year with financial hardship, and it has really tested my patience. It has tested my trust in Allah. It has grown my trust in Allah, alhamdulillah. And I just ask Allah that I get out of it soon. And I think I will. I did go through a phase where I wanted to reunite the ummah, because for those of you who live in the east, like the Middle East or like, in Asia, y'all might not realize how separated the Muslims are. Whenever you come here in the West, then you'll see like how there's like a Syrian mosque and a Somalian mosque and a Palestinian mosque, and it's just like, bro, so on and so forth, right? You have a Desi mosque, and then amongst the Desis, they're split up between the Pakistanis, and then you got the Bangladeshis, and it's just like, yo. And it's just, this is so much division. You get heartbroken because the ummah, our ummah, it used to be united under one caliph, and it's for the last 100 years that's just been destroyed, and we've now we're just back to the tribalism, except now the tribalism is just bigger. Instead of it being a tribe, it's a country. Mashallah, I'm American. Alhamdulillah, I'm Palestinian. Alhamdulillah, I'm Kuwaiti. Alhamdulillah, I'm Jordanian. It's just sad. There was a phase I went through in which I wanted to reunite the ummah. My goal one day was to reunite the ummah, to gain a bunch of knowledge, and then use my knowledge and influence and money to just try to get the Muslims to reunite. An overly ambitious dream that could still happen. But at the end of the day, I was not put on this earth to reunite the ummah. I was not put on this earth to do this or do that. I was not put on this earth to give charity here or blah, blah, blah here. You know what I'm saying? No, I was put on this earth to worship Allah. And if worshiping Allah leads me to give here and there, or if it leads me to reunite the ummah, or if it leads me to do some other thing I'm not even imagining, then khalas, that's what it leads me to. But it's not really my business what Allah has in store for me, and it's not your business what Allah has in store for you. So, inshallah, when this video does premiere, I'll be in Mecca. I'm supposed to be, inshallah, in 2 months, in 2 weeks, going on a trip for Umrah. I'm really hoping that it changes me, like, forever. It's not gonna be my first. It's not gonna be my last time going there, inshallah. But I'm just saying, like, I hope it changes me for real, and I hope from this, inshallah, there will come financial prosperity. فَإِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا إِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. That's all I'm looking forward to. But yeah, this has been 2 years now, alhamdulillah. When I come back from Umrah, I do plan on finally working on that video where I dismantle Christianity. I did finish working on the script for it. I just haven't started to record it yet. So I'll start the recording whenever I get back from Umrah. It's just that right now I don't want to work on it because I just don't want to focus on the video before Umrah. I want to focus on spiritually preparing for Umrah. So inshallah. I think that's it. Okay. One gort. Man, my throat is dead right now. Sheesh. All right, well, that's all I have for this video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.